Coach, overall tonight, third quarter lapse once again. Do you just contribute that to the overall communication that the message wasn't well received in that locker room as you guys came out of the half, as you guys led as many as 15-point leads slip away, and they just came back and just kept consuming up the middle plays for you guys?
Yeah, I think that we got full of ourselves in the first quarter, thinking it was going to be easy because we started off so well. And even at halftime, that's one of the things I honestly was more nervous because we walked down this hallway looking very laxed as if this was going to be easy night. And one thing I know from my time in this league and time at the next level as well, no one's going to just stop playing and shut it down, especially when you have numbers like that. We've been in that position with only 8 people, and what did we do? We fought even harder, and that's what they did. I'm not surprised. I tip my hat to them for continuing playing, especially with the numbers they had. But I'm quite discouraged, quite frankly, with the way we played. Um, I thought this was our time to come back home. I'm not talking about just tonight, but the last 3 games, quite frankly. This is our time to get back home and get back to our identity of what we left off before the break, especially the way we played at home, and we haven't been that yet. Um, I do, no excuses whatsoever, but I can say this, it hasn't been easy, our schedule, since we've been back. We met in Sioux Falls, played there, we bussed over to Iowa, played there, flew back, our flight was delayed, we ended up getting in later than we expected the day before the game. We had basically 4 games in 6 days with a really crappy trip to get us back here. So no time really to catch our breath. We've been kind of keeping our head above water as much as possible the last few days. So hopefully this will give us some time to rejuvenate. And I told the guys right now, let's just flush our system, get all the crap out of our system, whatever it might be, mentally, mental fog, physical, spiritual, emotional, and let's just come back rejuvenated, re-energized, and just ready to lift each other up. We're at that point in the season where teams either gel and come together or they fracture and separate. And we have to be a team that comes together and we become stronger and more unified together.
Absolutely. And then during that, the last, I want to say, 4 minutes of that fourth quarter and overtime, it just kind of seemed like the team started to regain that little sense of urgency, but yet they continuously came back swinging with with force, because as soon as you took a 7 point lead again, it just felt like they came back and scored those seven on a run, and you even yelled out at them, "Stop the middle, stop the middle," because that's where they were just feasting upon you guys, because it just seemed like any little defensive response that you guys wanted to do, they found a way in.
Yep.
And I guess my
Right. I
next,
mean, I'll be honest. I could repeat what you just said. You heard me yell it. I yelled it back in the locker room. I said it before. I showed it on video for the last 3 days. We're giving up middle drives way too easy. Our closeouts are crap, and we have to get better at it. It's not going to fix itself. We have to be on ourselves to take the challenge to stop giving up middle drives, to control the basketball. And when again, even when we went up 7, it's the same thing I said about the first quarter. We thought, okay, we just jumped to 7. We took a 7 point lead in a minute and a half. No problem. We can just do it and turn it on when we want. So we stopped playing defense, and they showed. This is not a one-sided game by any stretch of the imagination. And honestly, we're not an offensive powerhouse team. We are a grit team that frustrates people defensively. And tonight, for some reason or another, we decided we were going to be an offensive team and that we could just run away with the game and give up baskets. That's not going to work. It's not going to work for us the next game nor the rest of the season. We have to build our identity around being the tougher team that gives more effort. And it boils down to us learning from video. And believe me, I'm happy that we won, but I'm not happy the way we won. It should have never been a close game like that. No way. It should never come down to one shot at the end of the game. Where all our hope is on a corner 3 in transition for us to win the basketball game. That's unsustainable for us as a team.
and And I was gonna ask you about that last set where they missed a shot to potentially win it, transition out for a three in the corner. As a coach, I mean, you're satisfied with the result, but what can you learn from this win?
I hope that we learned that this is what I told the team. Like every possession matters, and this is why sometimes I think in practice when I blow the whistle, make them do things over, they think, oh, he's tripping. But every series matters, every possession matters, every second matters, everything matters. Like you can't take one possession off and just think you're going to pick it back up. You can't just say, oh, my bad, when we mess up something easy and simple that we worked on over and over and over again. We can't mess up plays on offense. We can't mess up coverages on defense. We can't mess up communications. This puts us in binds. Every single possession matters, no matter if we're up 20 or we're down 20. We have to have that mentality. And I told the team tonight, before I always wanted us to have the end of game mentality. Now I need to have the end of season mentality. We have to have a playoff mentality now, because it just doesn't kick in when we get to the playoffs. You have to build up into that, build up into being the team that you're going to show when the game's on the line, when the season is on the line. So, I'm a little discouraged tonight. I'm happy we won for sure. Wins are hard to come by in this league. I'll take it all day and all night, a win. But at the same time, we have to be better. We have to be more disciplined as a team. God bless.
Tonight for you, very, very big game. 4 field goals made for you tonight. What was working for you so well for you offensively?
Just my teammates getting me the ball in the spots I like, and I just kind of saw the lanes open up, and I just stayed aggressive tonight.
And for you tonight, when you saw those lanes being open, I mean, being that the two-pointer, at least analytically, is a higher percentage shot, but of less value, do you just thrive off of that, or do you just like to pick and choose your spots on the court where you feel like you have that touch?
I feel like just growing up, most of my life I've always been a downhill driver and an attacker, and I just feel like this summer I really worked on my game and I just added more to it.
And during that, I guess from the last 4 minutes all the way into that overtime session, what did you just see a little bit more differently that allowed you and your teammates to just continue thriving offensively despite them making that comeback and pushing that game into overtime?
I feel like we let the lead go, especially early, but I feel like, especially with this team, that we've had a lot of games where they kind of came down to the wire, and I feel like we kind of thrive in those type of moments.
Now, this is the team's second game in an overtime session, the first one being on the road, and now you guys take this one as well. What do you guys take from these overtime games, knowing that in the first one you had to come back from a deficit, but this one you let a lead get away from you guys? What do you take from that learning experience?
I feel like in the overtime, the minutes before, I feel like they don't really matter. Elam is just the first to score 7 points. So as long as we're getting stops, then I feel like we got a good chance.
The last one now, you guys get to relax a little bit before you guys hit the road for the next 3-4 games now, starting in Canada. What do you guys work upon just to take that approach and continue the winning ways on the road?
I feel like just getting our minds back right, getting our bodies back right. We had a rough kind of traveling stretch, so I just feel like a couple rest days and getting our bodies and our blood back flowing, I feel like we'll be okay.